Greetings everyone! Welcome to part 8 of Sonic and Mega Man Worlds Unite and the final part of Act 2. Things are getting real bad for the heroes. I mean, last time the heroic robots became victims of the Deadly Six's machine-controlling powers and forced to attack the Freedom Fighters. It was thanks to Eggman and Wily that the robots were saved and the Deadly Six were finally stopped. Things got worse when Sigma prepares for the next stage of its evolution by getting into a bigger body, which, thanks to this issue, is actually fused to the Lost Hex. He also brought along an army of Mavericks. Meanwhile, Styx is in the Street Fighter universe and has managed to convince Chun-Li to join the fight, after she makes some calls. So what do you do if you're tired and wounded thanks to previous battles and more powerful opponents are heading your way? Attack them anyway! As you can see here, the heroes are clearly outmatched. Axel points out that his old Red Alert buddies are present, but X points out that they aren't the Reploids he knew, and even if they were, it would be merciful to put them out of their misery. That said, X goes over to Zero, who already points out that he's fine, and that Iris and Colonel aren't among the group. While the heroes fight, Sigma has more villainous exposition. What it boils down to is, the unified world is almost boned, and it's time for him to begin his next phase. Open dozens of Genesis portals to new worlds, and have his Maverick army deliver more Unity engines to those worlds to repeat the process. And I admit, this image of a potential god form for Sigma looks pretty cool and freaky. Eggman and Wily are trying to get their blaster working again, but Tornado Tunyon takes care of that. Soon we have Sonic and Eggman running away, Eggman even admitting he's out of ideas. Sonic, of course, calls him out for not living up to his theme song. Eggman retorts by asking Sonic if he's out of fast. And if you're wondering why Eggman can keep up with Sonic, might be a nod to the fact that Eggman can run faster than Sonic at certain points in the games. See Exhibit A here. Plus, Sonic is probably tired from the fighting. Mega Man, meanwhile, is getting Dr. Wily out of harm's way. And we have a nice callback to the end of the Mega Man 3 arc, which our hero failed to save Wily. Wily claims it's the laws of robotics talking, and while Mega Man agrees, it's also what he wants. Wily's still not happy about Mega Man saving him. You know, seeing these heroes getting tossed around, I'm amazed the Robot Masters are more or less in one piece, considering how easily Mega Man defeated them in his comic. Sigma's seen enough and orders his Mavericks to take the Unity engines through the Genesis portals. Burn Rooster, Vanishing Gungaroo, Double, and Dynamo, yeah he's here too, will remain to finish the heroes. Yep, things are looking bleak. Until... Hadouken! That's right. From the Street Fighter universe, we have Chun-Li, finally out of the shadows, Ryu, Guile, and Ken. You can thank Styx for bringing them here. Our heroes react to them owning the Mavericks with their signature moves. Though I have to point this out. Knuckles wants to try the Shoryuken, but here's the thing. He already has in the form of the Flaming Spiral Uppercut. He used it during a tournament arc in the main Sonic comic, and, spoilers for the Sonic Battle Book, against Breakman during their fight. Either Knuckles suffered brain damage during the recent battles, or he's an idiot. Shut up! Mega Man's confused about how a human can shoot out an energy blast, and Sonic's reaction to Guile's signature move? Yeah. With the four Mavericks trashed, Chun-Li introduces herself and explains that they're here to help. This inspires Sally to come up with a new plan. Go through the Genesis portals, recruit heroes from those worlds while also stopping the Mavericks, and eventually overwhelm Sigma with numbers. Eggman steps in with a potential backup plan, namely Supersonic. He signals Metal Sonic to bring his Chaos Emerald over to join with the ones the Freedom Fighters have already gathered. And I'll point out the Metal Sonic thing in a bit. Sally has Cream and Roll get a secure case to put the Chaos Emeralds and Nicole's handheld in. Flashman will watch over them. X points out that Sigma won't let them pass. Sally responds that Sigma doesn't want to lose these new worlds, plus she assumes they're beneath him. So the members of the United Army are off to recruit more heroes to the cause. With no more heroes watching them, Eggman and Wily plan to steal a transport to invade the Lost Hex. However, Xander the plot device arrives and opens a portal directly to the Doctor's destination. The issue ends with the doctors planning some plot hijacking. For the finale of Act 2, it's actually alright. Sure, there's the art, but at this point, I'd sound like a broken record. People can take solace in the fact that starting in Part 9, we're getting a different artist. Now for the Maverick Fight itself. Yeah, there's a lot of panels of the heroes getting owned and barely hanging on. We get the point. The Mavericks are strong. At least there's some banter between Sonic and Eggman, and Mega Man atoning for failing to save Wily after the Gamma incident. Also, I did like the fact that there's a brief discussion among the Maverick Hunters about who and who's not among the enemies. Sigma finding other worlds to consume and becoming godlike. Anyone else getting a Galactus-type vibe here? I'm sure someone else will bring up another villain who's attempted multi-world consumption, probably Unicron, but Galactus is the being that immediately comes to mind. Now for the real highlight of this part, the arrival of the Street Fighter characters. I admit, it was awesome to see these guys appear and tear apart the Mavericks like it was nothing. You might say, oh, it makes them too powerful. I say, we don't know what kind of adventures they had in their universe, and we don't know which of their games have been adapted. And if this Street Fighter universe is the same one from the Udon comics, then I still wouldn't know because I never read those comics. But you gotta show off the new fighters' awesomeness. How did they show up? Well, Genesis Portal, yeah, but I have two theories. One, we never saw the portal sticks used to travel to the Street Fighter universe close. Chun-Li could have had the area closed off so that no one can go through the portal until the Street Fighter crew arrived. The second theory is when Sigma opened multiple Genesis portals, one of them led to the Street Fighter universe and the Street Fighter gang plus sticks came on through. Sigma opening multiple Genesis portals could explain away a possible plot hole. Eggman says he'll have Metal Sonic bring the last Chaos Emerald to the heroes. Here's the thing. The last time Metal Sonic appeared in the comics, he was tricked by Sonic and Silver into another dimension thanks to a Genesis portal, and Eggman knew his death machine was missing. So he probably came to the same conclusion I did. I'm not surprised Super Sonic's coming. I mean, God Monster thing, heroes teaming up, pretty standard for most 3D Sonic games. Plus, there's the fact that Super Sonic appears on Part 12's cover along with Super Mega Man. Well, the heroes have a new plan. Follow Styx' example and recruit heroes from different worlds. I'm okay with this. I mean, how else will the remaining 11 franchises enter the fight? Though Sigma just letting them go might prove to be a big mistake. Some quick final thoughts. Nicole's handheld being placed in the same secure case as the Chaos Emeralds. Well, Nicole is a unique life form, and if something were to happen to the handheld, there is the possibility that she might die. Now, I personally like that Dynamo gets smashed because, come on folks, he pretty much gets away scot-free in X5 and X6, so I like a little comeuppance every now and then. I didn't see Hymax, but if Dynamo showed up, there's the possibility that he might in the future. Eggman and Wily planning some plot hijacking. Raise your hand if you saw that one coming. Be honest. Overall, this issue gets a 7.5, and thus Act 2 comes to a close. What worlds will our heroes journey to? Who will they recruit? We'll find out next time. Until then, have a good day, and be safe. So you say you've wandered into a cartoon, huh? You're one to talk since Street Fighter once had a cartoon series of its own.